Hey Maria, back with another video. I'm uploading the first video that I just did, and I was thinking, what really must have made them become explosive. And I know that in my teenage years, they seem to have gotten, I do remember, their hatred for me intensifying in my teenage years. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. And yeah, I had a lot of, like I said, before in my previous videos, since I was a child, I had experienced things that my brothers and sisters didn't particularly experience, And so religion, cracking the code, getting answers was like a quest for me. And I know my father, he had studied different religions as well. I'm a lot like him in many ways. Because I guess I was kind of somebody who wanted to know and solve mysteries of life and whatever. I mean, this whole world, this universe is so vast, so I wanted to learn, and what I was learning, I wanted to incorporate into my life. That's not to say that I didn't get into any devilish little things or I didn't screw up or whatever, because I did, okay? But whatever sins I created, I was kind of conscious of them, and I try not to do it again. So it is a very unusual thing for, a girl who's like 13, all the way, I would say I was like 13 or 14, and then in my mid-20s, somebody who wants to serve God or be interested in serving God. And then as I got more interested in mysterious type religions, because I felt that there was a side of me that wanted to explore that as well, I'm sure they had major resentments towards me as well. And I guess what I was looking for was I had an interest in those things, and they didn't, and that's the difference between people who I call them earthbound and people who are into spirituality. And my family's more earthbound than I am, meaning that they're more interested in materialism. They're more interested in, going with the crowd. They're more likely to engage in certain things, where I'm more of a person who is interested in trying to solve mysteries of life, and I'm interested in, our origins and spiritual matters, okay? And for a lot of people, that's just something that they can't fathom. And I'm sure because I went from one interest in a religion to another, they probably thought, oh, she's wishy-washy. But I came to the realization as I got older, it's like, okay, there's so many different people on this earth, okay? And the way I looked at it is that there are certain religions that can't provide all the other answers, so I have the right to continue to explore. And that's what I did. I explored, okay? Now, I obviously don't affiliate with Jehovah's Witnesses anymore, and I'm not really digging into any deep forms of mysticism anymore. So, but it was something that I had to experience as a person. And so, once again, here I am taking an interest. Like, for example, I'm sure my brother had interest in sports. Lisa had interest for a while. She used to make scrapbooks, okay? Lisa used to have an interest in doing hair. Lisa went to beauty school. My brother liked hunting. He liked fishing. He's an outdoors person. And I had my interest, okay? I had interests that related to spirituality. Now, they all have their different interests. I have my interests, but my interests offended them, okay? Even though it didn't have anything to do with them, it's just something that shows that, hey, I'm different, so let's pile up on Maria, okay? So it's an excuse. And, and a lot of it has to do with ignorance, okay? A lot of people are, when it comes to religious discrimination, they're ignorant because they think, that anybody who doesn't see it like them, even though they fully don't understand what they're saying or what they believe, that you're on the wrong path or you're just bad or whatever, and that's not the case. Some people are more interested in digging for more answers than others, okay? And, I resent that, but, it doesn't matter now because I'm never going to see them again. But that's where it happens, It's like I don't think I did anything that was so bad that I would deserve, being treated this way. I would say that I'm a very peaceful person. It's funny that all the violence, all the hatred, all the pain, all the aggravation, all the animosity is coming from people who claim not from me. So, you can see the hypocrisy in this, okay? And I have nothing against Christianity in its true form, okay? People who have respect for the Bible is something to be admired, but when people distort the Bible, they distort information to try to justify or, distort their religion to justify their hate. I don't have any respect for that. And if it wasn't religion, it would be something different, okay? I mean, I always had an interest in religion, but before I even pursued it, I remember, my brother, kind of teasing me more than he should. I remember my sister, Lisa, would kind of mistreat me. Tanya's the kind of person, she follows, or she's indifferent to it. Like, she's indifferent to people's suffering. So she doesn't, I remember her doing some things that were kind of rude and insensitive to me, but, Tanya was 10 years and 1 week apart from me. So it's like, my interaction with Tanya in the house was not as frequent as it was with Lisa and Rashawn. So, but still, I mean, it wasn't really loving. And to be honest with you, all my siblings are backstabbers among each other, because, like, when I'm around, Rashawn, he talks shit about Lisa and whatever. It's just a bunch of unhappy, miserable people that I'm glad to say goodbye to. But, yeah, that's pretty much how that is, and so, I don't have any regrets about who I am. I don't have any regrets about what I've evolved into. I don't have any regrets about, hey, I wish we could have been closer. I don't want to be closer. You know what I mean? I'm very glad that I see these people for what they are. And, it's funny because I don't believe that there's such a thing called unconditional love, because love has conditions. I think a person who has a child out of wedlock has to make a decision. They can't marry the person who got them pregnant. But the thing is that what if that guy shows signs of him being abusive, or that it's just not going to work out? It's like it doesn't make sense. Okay, it's like, I don't know. Like I said, it's foolish thinking. I did the best I could, and I don't have any regrets. If I was to make, I don't think I made the wrong decision. I don't, okay? There's so many women outside that I know who had children out of wedlock, and nobody's beating them upside the head. The only reason why is because my family is pointing it out, and they want somebody to blame for their failures, okay? Look at my brother. He's a bloated hog. He's an evil person, and he, as a matter of fact, pretty much all my siblings are, okay? And so, am I the one who's supposed to be bringing shame on the family? I mean, these people are not good people. They're not. I mean, and I don't want to say, they might be good to their friends, but people interact differently with other people, okay? And I don't feel as though my brothers and sisters know me as an adult to sit there and continually bash me. Unless, of course, it's just become so common. It's almost like a ritual for them to follow me around year after year, even though I don't really see them, like, I only see them, like, during the holidays, like I used to. But still, like, there were years went by I hadn't seen my brother Rashawn, and yet he somehow or another, is he involved in my targeting? Is he involved in my takedown, my